All right, guys, in this episode of Pomes and Stones, we are going to be spreading 100 ton of lime that we bought here, dolomitic lime, that we're going to be putting on the field behind me, which is going to be apple orchard here in 2026. So we are already beginning to prep the ground in order to balance the pH of the field so that we're ready to rock when we go to plant next year. Like I said, a couple weeks ago, we had a delivery of 100 ton of lime. We are going to be using our cat loader with the bucket to fill up the spreader. We got our 7220 because I'll show you guys, we had a different tractor and spreader earlier, but that broke. So we are going to be switching tractors. We are borrowing a spreader from another farm here locally, and I'm going to go ahead and start spreading this lime. So if you guys know me, obviously I'm going to take advantage of any opportunity to use the GPS tractor that we have here. So I'm going to figure out the width of the lime that we're spreading here behind me, and then I'm going to plug that into the computer and we'll start going back across the field and spread this 100 ton of lime. But what we're spreading here today is not just any other lime, it is dolomitic lime. So that means that it has additional magnesium, which is just great to be able to put that down. We can get two things down at the same time to try and correct the soil here after we did some soil tests. So as you can see now behind me, we have the lime loaded up into the spreader. This looks like, again, I don't know for sure, an 8 to 10 ton spreader because it's not mine. Again, we're borrowing it from a local farmer because ours shit the bed. So got it filled up now. We're making our way across the field. I measured it out. We're getting about a 40-foot path, or a 40-foot, I guess 40-foot path works. So we're spreading at about 40 feet per pass, and it's going pretty well here. We got the GPS dialed in, and we're live on YouTube at the moment, just talking about farming and spreading lime here. So you can kind of look off to the left side of the spreader when the gust really picks up. I'm not sure we're quite getting to that 40 foot, because there's actually looks to be 15 to 20 mile an hour wind today. So, you know, it might not be 100% accurate, but we'll live with it. So, like I said earlier in the video, when I'm talking about our lime spreader breaking, that's ours, it may be a little bit self-inflicted because the individual doing it before me seemed to have taken maybe a foot deep of sod and dumped it into the spreader, and you can see that we have sod everywhere, and I believe that it may have gotten stuck in the spinners of the disc, and then it kind of grenaded a bearing or two, and we're having a hard time finding parts for our older spreader. That's nothing compared to the one that we have here. So, I mean, just look at this thing though. It's fancy. It's nicely painted. I mean, what more could you ask for? It's always nice to have nice local farmers that are willing to help you out in a pinch. So we're gonna hopefully take good care of this thing. Cross my fingers, nothing happens. But of course, anything and everything that can happen will happen. That's farming. But one of the last passes, it did rain and I left the door open, and now it's a little wet on my ass here. Again, the weather just can't seem to make up its mind this week, whether it's gonna be nice, chunky, sunshine, just constant waves of rain happening. First we scoop the dirt, and now we dump the dirt. I'm not sure how many yards this bucket is. It's a pretty normal size bucket, nothing too crazy. You know, it's even more of a pain in the butt when the pile starts to get smaller and you don't want to get any sod or dirt in, so you got to just find just the right spot to scrape down without pulling up any sod, grass, rocks, because we don't want those to end up in the spreader. All right, let's go spread. How often do you guys put lime on your fields? Here in the cherry and apple world, we pretty much only put it down right before we plant. So this is pretty much our one shot to get it down here this fall. But I'm interested to know what other crops you're using and how often you apply lime to your fields. While we're going across the field, again, we can go over why we're using lime in the field. We are using it to kind of neutralize the acidity in the soil. We're trying to balance it so that we get better uptake of our N, P, and K, as well as increase root development, because what we're doing here is just preparing this field for the apples that we talked about before. We are going to be planting 3 different varieties of apples here in the coming fall of 2026. So we have just about 1 year from now, we will start planting apple trees. And so we're already beginning to prep the soil by giving it lime, and we're going to be planting the grass seed actually early next spring and let the grass grow up. We'll mark the rows out with the GPS so that we know where it's at, and then we'll be all set to plant here in 2026. So now that we've gotten across the field all the way one time, we have a little bit left over, so we're going to start going over again what the other guys started doing the other day, just because I'm not too sure how straight he was driving, if the coverage was as good. So we're gonna head back across the field and start back over on the west side, work our way back east. One thing that's different with this planter that we're using from the other farmer is ours is ground driven, but this one is not. So we use the PTO in order to run the belt, which brings the lime from the trailer back to the discs. And then you use a hydraulic lever, which is new to me, in order to turn the spinning discs on in the back. So it's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but overall this is a very nice spreader, and we're glad that we could borrow it quick and get this job wrapped up before the weekend. All right, so all of the lime here is gone. You can see I just have to spread it out a little bit. I've got it pretty much scraped all the way down to the dirt. I'm just gonna back blade most of it away, spread it out a bit like I said. Then we have to unhook the spreader from the tractor over at our barn. I'll hook it up to my pickup truck. We're gonna go rinse it out real good, clean it. We'll lube up the chains in the back, and it'll be ready to be dropped back off to our friends who let us use it. Thanks for spreading the lime with me today in this week's video, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help support the channel. YouTube wants you guys to watch this video next. Thank you for watching on YouTube and on Acres TV. We'll see you guys in the next one.